length of the court with Arcidiacono. 3 seconds at midcourt.
Jenkins
gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions. This.
and the recognition of Arch finding Jenkins. Miscommunication by North Carolina.
It's all the way.
When people think about college basketball, they think about the games, the crowds, the big plays, and the players on the court. And that makes sense. That's what everybody sees. But there's a lot that happens behind the scenes that doesn't get talked about as much. Student managers are a big part of that. They're at practice every day, helping run drills, rebounding, setting up equipment, basically making sure everything runs smoothly.
This past season we had 10 managers, and for the most part we all kind of do the same job with a little bit of specialization. We rebound, so a coach will have a workout with a player. We'll just come help rebound the shots and help the coach out with whatever he might need in that workout. We help set up practice, we help run practice, so we got a guy filming the practice, we have a guy running the clock for practice, and a bunch of guys on the floor helping with drills, whatever's needed there. In the off season, we kind of just come up to the office and do whatever the coaches need, and kind of just being around and being helpful. We help with visits, recruiting visits, and just that's kind of like a broad overview of kind of what we do.
Student managers are often overlooked as they are the bottom of the totem pole of college programs.
I think despite the student manager role being extremely important, like you need student managers to make a program run, we're not necessarily the most irreplaceable. Like the amount of time that I think it takes for you to go from not knowing really anything about this job to being like pretty well versed isn't exactly a long time. So I think, it's not like there's someone who like really you could have someone who stands out as a manager, but not necessarily someone who like really impacts winning in the biggest way. It's more of like behind the scenes stuff and making sure that things run smoothly, not necessarily like winning the games, things of that nature.
What's something that fans or even players don't fully understand about what managers do?
You kind of don't understand how big of like a time commitment it is. We're probably in here as much as the players, and in some cases, if not a little more. And sometimes you get asked to do some odd jobs and stuff that like kind of really doesn't have anything to do with basketball. So it's kind of like you almost in a way, it's something that you're like committing your life to. And like, yeah, the players do that too, but they're focused purely on like basketball stuff. Like here, you got to be a lot better at like being a lot more well-rounded in your abilities.
Do you think the managers here get enough credit within the program?
I think we've definitely gotten more credit as time has gone on. I think my first year was probably a little less, but now we're a bit more involved in things and we get a little bit more credit. I guess we'll see how valuable you are, because we've lost a few guys. So this upcoming year we'll have to replace them. And so we'll see how these new guys come in and like what their immediate impact is. So we'll be able to see, I guess, kind of like how appreciative like people are of us, because we'll be shorthanded here for a while. So
yeah, I would say definitely the managers overlooked. All the things they do for us, especially all the time they put in for us. Staying here after late nights, washing clothes, or coding film. I feel like people don't really get a lot of credit for what they do. I mean, me in my head, I know that I gotta be grateful for them, for sure.
Managers aren't in the box score. They're not even in the highlights, but they're part of the process. Every practice, every game, every day. And for some managers, it doesn't stop there. A lot of coaches you see today actually started out the same way, as student managers, learning the game from the bottom of the totem pole. Virginia Tech student manager Richie Brooker wants to become the next big coach.
Yeah, I knew for sure that that's something that I want to do, because I want to coach basketball once I'm done here. And so yeah, that was definitely like a big thing for me.
What do you think was the biggest challenge of getting your foot in the door to become a student manager?
It's just it's tough, because a lot of people wanted to do this job, and especially the year that I tried out. And so you got to find a way to make yourself stand out, because everyone's going to come in here and say, that they work hard and things like that, and they're going to be like diligent and spend most hours in here. So I just needed to find my niche, which was I think I'd already done a job like this, so I think it was a pretty easy transition to the college level.
Nico Medved, Chris Beard, Mark Dagnott, and of course, Dusty May were all former student managers. Understanding how the program really works behind the scenes. It's an experience that doesn't show up anywhere, but sticks with them long after. College basketball is about what happens on the court, but it also depends on the people working off of it. And for some of them, it's just the beginning.